Hey guys, my name is Rob Noire, and today I have a video for you that's a lot different than anything I've ever done, really. So long story short, I wanted to record some games, and as computers love doing, my computer had to install like 10 million updates and take 2 hours, so obviously I've been doing other things, and one of the things that I've been trying to do is repair some of these old NES cartridges. Because I have a lot. In fact, more than half of my collection does not work. And so I was getting ready to actually try and repair this, which I have kind of done before. I'll get into that a bit more in the video. And when I was about to do it, I realized, a lot of people do videos on this stuff on YouTube, so why not try something new, do something completely different than anything I've ever done, and actually do a video on repairing a NES cartridge. So this is not my first time doing this, but this will probably be the most extreme I have to go to. But yeah, so I just thought it might make for a cool, interesting, new kind of video that I've never done on the channel. And, maybe you, the viewer, might learn something. Maybe I will. If you do this yourself and you repair cartridges, there's something that I've overlooked. Maybe you can let me know in the comments and maybe I can get it fixed. So I'm not promising that this is going to be a successful video and that this fucking game will work, but I'm going to try. And I thought it'd be a cool video. So yeah, guys, let's just get right to it. Okay, so this game, Paperboy. So this game has never worked since I've gotten it. It was given to me by my dad. He originally found this, I think it was at a garage sale or like in the trash or something. And it's never worked at all. And if you know me, you know that this is not a game that I particularly like, but it's a game I'd like to have in my collection and I'd like it to work. So we're gonna give this a go. As I said, it's never worked, and I have repaired 2 cartridges before, which took very little work. So we're gonna see how this goes. So first off, I need one of these. It's the, what do they call it? It's like the retro bit or game bit screwdrivers. There's 2 different sizes. I need the smaller one for this. The cartridge just has 3 screws right here. So just gotta take these out. And I think the tip of this is like slightly magnetized. Yes, it is. So that helps really well. So like I said, this game has never worked, so I don't have high hopes. But I was like, I'm gonna be trying to fix it anyways, so why don't I try and like fix it on camera, and maybe you, the viewer, will learn something. Maybe if you know how to fix it and what I did, if I did something wrong, maybe you can tell me. Hopefully I don't do anything horribly wrong that makes viewers who know how to do this really pissed off, and there we go. That's what it looks like inside. On this side, I immediately see that the pins are very scuffed up. So let's take this out. So that's what the board looks like. It's pretty standard NES game from my experience. Turn it over, on the other side it looks like that. I don't know how well you can see, maybe if I bring it in closer. If you can see, the pins are pretty bad. There's a lot of, you can tell this game was used a lot, which means it probably did work at one point, which is a good sign. And so from doing some quick research online as well, it does appear to be a legitimate copy of the game and not a reproduction, which with these games that like I didn't buy myself and that just I got out of nowhere, that's always a bit of a question. And also looking at the board, there doesn't appear to be any real damage anywhere on it, other than the pins. And the pins, that's kind of the problem then. So basically, I'm just gonna give this thing a really good cleaning, and then we're gonna test it out and see if it works. So first off, I'll just do the basic, just really good cleaning, so. Okay, so I've given it a good cleaning. If you can see, like a lot of crap came off. The pins still look worn. Like you can still see wear marks on them, but there's really not a whole lot more I can do with just like a dry cleaning like this. So I'm gonna reassemble this, we're gonna pop it in my NES, and we're gonna see if this doesn't work. I've got 2 more tricks I can pull out of my sleeve. Okay, so this is my NES, everything's powered on. I have it running through an upscaler. This is controller 1. So let's just see if this works. And right about now I can switch to my capture. So let's see, what do you think, guys? I honestly don't think it's gonna work. And nothing. And still nothing. So this is also not a great NES, so that can also be a part of the problem. So I'm gonna give it a few more goes, but it's pretty much what I expected. Okay, so that didn't go as well as I'd hoped, but it's not the end. I do have, as I said, 2 other things to try. Okay, so what I'm about to do is actually what I did both other times to make the other carts that I fixed work. Both of those were actually bootleg multi-carts. So it is a little bit different than working on the real thing, but the principles are basically the same. So the other thing that I remember seeing online that was suggested as a way to do this is basically clean the pins with alcohol. It's a specific type of alcohol you're supposed to use, and I know the more pure it is, the better. So I'll put it up on the screen right now what the name of the alcohol is. That's what I have here. I took off the label because don't want to get penalized for branding. But basically, let's give this a go. This is what worked for the 2 multi-carts. However, I know that those worked originally, and I have no idea if this one really ever worked. And so the trick with this is you don't want it to be super wet, like you don't want your Q-tip to be dripping. And basically you scrub trying to get the crap off with the alcohol, and then just use the other side of the Q-tip to kind of dry it. I also have a Kleenex, but that's pretty much all there is to this. To be honest, these pins are so messed up, I don't really have much hope that this is gonna work. Like, they're really bad. Even, you can see I'm still getting crap off, but there's tons of crap that's still on here, so I have no idea to like what degree this is gonna be successful. I still have one more thing to try after this. If this doesn't do it, which is kind of like a last resort crapshoot, but considering the fact that if this doesn't work, I'm gonna more or less declare this game dead, it's probably worth trying. So obviously you need to let it dry for a while, so I'm gonna let it do that. I'm gonna pop it back in and give it a go. So let's hope. And here's a funny thing that I actually just noticed. It says here on the back, obviously do not store in extreme temperatures, do not immerse in water, and it says do not clean with benzene thinner, alcohol, or other such solvents. I don't know, hopefully that picks up well. It says not to clean it with alcohol, which is literally what I have heard to do on everything. Which is literally what I've heard on like every channel about this, what to do, and what has worked for me in the past. So that's kind of funny if they say not to do that. Okay, so I honestly don't think that this worked either, but we're gonna give it a go. We'll cut to my capture now. And something funny that I'll mention that you might have picked up on in the video, I don't know, is I didn't actually have my NES plugged to my upscaler. So it's no wonder that it said no signal on the capture on that bit. But the fact that the light kept flashing red meant that it wasn't working anyways, so didn't miss much. Now it's properly hooked up, so now we get to see, will you work for me, Paperboy? Game that I absolutely hate. Will you work? I don't actually have to close it either. And flashing red light. So like last time, because it's not the greatest NES, I'm gonna give it a few more goes just to see, but I don't think that quite did the job. And just for reference to show that the NES is at least working, and for my own peace of mind here, I'll pop in another game that I know works, so I was playing it earlier today. And there we go. So this is a bootleg game, but it works. So you can see the NES is working. Turn it off. Take that out. And got my fucking Paperboy right here. Oh! Something different happened. Now I'm getting a gray screen, which means that this is what I had with the multi-carts after I cleaned them but did not finish, like with the alcohol. So this means that there is a game there, and the NES is trying to read it, but it's just having some difficulty. So it means that there's actually more hope for this thing than I originally thought. Oh, and now we have... Is it working? So the first screen was super glitchy, but now it appears to be running. So that's a really good sign, obviously. So let's... Okay, so the game appears to be working. And I don't actually see any... I don't see any like glitches on screen. That's a really good sign. So I'm gonna boot it up one more time and we'll see. And now it gives me gray screen. Fuck you. Oh, and now the game's working. Alright guys, so it looks like that was actually enough to get this copy of Paperboy working. That was actually easier than I expected. I was expecting to have to bust out my last resort Move 3 to try and get this to do its thing, but my copy of Paperboy works. Doesn't mean I like the game, doesn't mean I'll really play this game, but it means one of my broken carts is now working, and that's awesome. I fixed a thing that was broken, and it makes me feel good. So as I mentioned, I don't know how well you can see, but this is my stack of games that do not work. So I'm going to probably do some more videos trying to get those to work. We'll see how successful I am. I don't know when they'll go up. I don't know when I'll do them. But yeah, guys, thanks a lot for watching. I hope you learned something. If there's anything I did wrong or anything I could do better and you know of it, let me know down in the comments and I'll include it in my next video. This is just going to be something I do every once in a while because I realize why not actually show how to fix some of these games. Because I'm sure it could help some people to know to have this knowledge, because not everybody knows this. And it means if you have a broken game, especially like a cartridge like NES or even N64, it doesn't mean it's broken forever. It can still be fixed. There are a lot of ways. Not saying that every broken game can be fixed, because there's some, especially when the chips are fucked up, like you're just kind of screwed. But even if those pins hadn't worked, there was something else I could have done, and then you can even swap the chips to a different board, which, I mean, obviously is not the greatest idea because you have to either sacrifice another game or order another board, and you have to have like a soldering gun and everything, which is something I know how to do but I don't have here. But just saying that if your game is broken, it doesn't mean it's gone for good. So yeah, guys, thanks a lot for watching. I hope you enjoyed. My name is Rob Noire, and as always, I'll see you in the next one. Hey guys, my name is Rob Noire, this is Phil the Dreamer, and we're playing Paperboy.
Yeah, Paperboy, game of my youth. And
Just a minute. To preface this, normally when I record, you might know I do it in groups of 3, but this is such a, like 3 episodes in a session,